friends, welcome once again in our lecture number 2 related to complex number. Today we are going to learn with the multiplication of two complex number. In the previous lecture we already discussed how we add two complex number. The general form of the complex number was a plus ib, and now you know that a plus ib is any complex number. So let me multiply these two kind of complex number. Let us see what happened. So our today's discussion is about multiplication of two complex number. So let us start multiplication of two complex numbers. Multiplication of two complex numbers. Two complex numbers. Okay, let us start. So let z1 equals to a plus ib and z2 equals to c plus id. These are two complex numbers, right? Now what is z1 into z2? Let us multiply and let us see what happened. z1 into z2 is a plus ib into c plus id, right? Clear? Multiplication of this two complex number. Chalo apne જોઈએ multiplication. So that is what, first of all this a is multiplied here. See, this a into c plus a into id, right? ac plus a into id. That after plus ib into c and plus ib into id. Right, now this is AC plus IAD plus IBC plus I square BD. I into I square. My dear friend, now the main thing is this. Now see carefully. AC as it is I write. From these two terms, let us take I common. So AD plus BC, right? And plus what is I square is minus 1, my friend. As we know from the previous lecture, I square is minus 1 into BD, right? The reason I write once again, I square is minus 1, my friend. So that's why this is AC minus BD. I write both real part, AC and BD. These are real part. Write it combinedly, AC minus BD. And plus I into AD plus BC. So this is Z1, Z2, real part and imaginary part. This is product of two complex number or multiplication of two complex number. So these are the relative values of z1 into z2, right? अब आपको कोई भी टू कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर मल्टीप्लाई करना है तो आप डायरेक्टली कर सकते हैं विद हेल्प ऑफ दिस रूल. ओके, नाउ सिमिलरली हियर व्हाट अबाउट algebra related to this? So algebra related to multiplication. Again here also we have to learn algebra related to multiplication. So first result is, if z1 z2 belongs to complex number, it means two complex number are there, then multiplication of this two complex number is also complex number, as we see that, right? Similarly, second, for z1 z2 belongs to c, it means for given two complex number, z1 into z2 can be written as z2 into z1. It means commutative law. ખબર છે ને, હમણાં જ આપણે પ્રીવિયસ લેક્ચરમાં કર્યા હતા. commutative law, here also commutative law satisfied. Third result is associative law. For z1 z2 and z3 belongs to c. What the associative law? z1 into bracket z2 z3 is equals to z1 z2 into z3. So that is what? That is associative law. It means associative law also satisfy that. And the fourth one, now interesting, what about identity for multiplication? Do you know that a complex number 1, તમને ખબર છે ને 1 is multiply with any number, you get identity, right? 1 into 5 is 5. So a complex number 1, and 1 can be written as 1 plus I into 0, my friend. 1 plus I into 0 is said to be identity element, is said to be identity element for multiplication. તો આનો મિનિંગ શું થાય? therefore the meaning is this, z into 1, that means a plus ib into 1 plus I0, right? And if you multiply, you get the same result as that. So that's why this 1 but as a complex number, my friend, as identity. Now we know that inverse. What about inverse? Let us see here. Inverse is really difficult. Inverse of z equals to a plus ib is actually z inverse equals to, here we have to remember the inverse is different one. Z inverse is a upon a square plus b square plus I into minus a upon a square plus b square. See, inverse is this. Do you know the meaning of inverse? Inverse no meaning શું થાય multiplication માં? Do you know? Inverse is this. 5 into 1 by 5 is 1. So that's why you say that 1 by 5 as inverse of 5. But multiplication must be identity. તો આ બંનેનું multiplication identity થઈ જાય તો I think તમે માનો ને કે z into z inverse is I. And so this different kind of value is inverse of z. Let us explain. Let me multiply this both result. So z into z inverse, let us see what. Here actually I just give the proof of this fifth result. So let z into z inverse, let me multiply this z into z inverse. Z is what? A plus ib. And z inverse is what? A upon a square plus b square plus I. So I just write that minus I into b upon b square plus a square or a square plus b square. હવે આ બેનું મલ્ટિપ્લિકેશન કરીએ 1 into 1 plus I0 આવી જવું જોઈએ. It means identity if proved, then we accept that this value is inverse of this value. સિમ્પલ છે ને? જો હું તમને એક રીઝન બતાવું. The reason is what? The reason is 5 inverse is inverse of 5. પણ તમે એવું કેમ કહો છો ખબર છે? Is inverse of 5 કેમ કે 5 inverse into 5 is 1. Identity prove થાય. This is the reason. So with help of this result, let me prove here. ચલો તો multiplication simple કરીએ. A is multiply with a upon a square plus b square, right? A is multiply with a upon a square plus b square minus I into, this is ab upon a square plus b square. See, now plus ib into a upon a square plus b square plus ib into this finally minus ib upon a square plus b square, right? Okay, ચલો હવે આ શું થઈ ગયું જોઈ લ્યો. This is a square upon a square plus b square, right? This a is multiplied there. Now minus iab upon a square plus b square, this result. And plus again this is iab upon a square plus b square, my friend. And plus minus minus I square b square upon a square plus b square. Now this both term cancel there. What about this subtraction? A square plus b square is LCM common. હવે ન્યુમરેટર શું થઈ ગયો? a સ્ક્વેર માઇનસ I square b square, right? But we know very well I square is minus 1, so a square minus 1 into b square upon a square plus b square. I just write here where I square is minus 1. હવે આ માઇનસ માઇનસ શું થઈ જાય? that is plus a square plus b square upon a square plus b square. Cut, and the answer is 1. Hence proved. So therefore what we may say? Therefore we just say that a minus ib upon a square plus b square. I write in short. Actually the meaning is this. See, meaning is this: a minus ib, sorry, here is b, a minus ib upon a square plus b square is what? Is inverse of a plus ib. તો આ બહુ ઇઝી છે, આટલું જ તમારે કરવાનું છે, રાઈટ? ઓકે, નાઉ ધ નેક્સ્ટ rule number 6. Rule number 6. This rule, now you know that there are two kind of law: commutative law, associative law, and distributive law, right? So sixth is distributive law. તમને ડિસ્ટ્રીબ્યુટિવ લો ખબર છે કે નહીં? સેટ થિયોરીમાં બી તમારે આવી ગયા હશે ને ડિસ્ટ્રીબ્યુટિવ લો. a intersection b union c can be written as a intersection b union a intersection c, like this. So for any three complex numbers, z1, z2 and z3 belongs to c. What we write? Let us see. I just said that z1 into z2 plus z3 is equals to z1 z2 plus z1 z3. Multiplication we just deriving here. Similarly, z1 plus z2 into z3, that can be also written as z1 z3 plus z2 z3. So first rule and second rule: multiplication distribute on addition, addition distributing in multiplication. So these both law are known as distributive law for the complex number. So my friend, this method helps you to determine the basic algebra related to complex number. Okay my dear friends, now in the next lecture we will discuss about iota square is what, iota cube is what about property related to imaginary number I. So it's very interesting, which we have to learn in the next lecture. Okay, so here we stop now. We will meet in the next lecture with interesting results related to iota. Thank you very much.